our Ummah has been attacked by a very powerful enemy. And that very powerful enemy is secular materialism. And we want to show how there is no logical, reasonable, or scientific basis for secular materialism. Once secular materialism is destroyed as a philosophy and as a way of looking at the world and understanding the world, then we can focus on the true way of understanding the world, which is the way Allah has told us to look at the world. And we will find out that what we are told in Islam is essentially exactly the real view of the world. Absolutely every part of secular materialism is based on a false hypothesis, that the world is as it looks like it is. And the world just isn't as it looks like it is. So Newton and various physicists after him have come up with all sorts of theories and formula to perceive the world as it looks. But the reality is that it isn't. When Einstein came up with his special theory of relativity, I mean, people didn't know this for a long time, but this totally destroys any basis for secular materialism. And then you could go, I should pick one thing, but you could go through thing after thing and compare them to what would be the implications from Einstein's special or general theories of relativity compared to the Newtonian formula, and every time you will see a difference. And Einstein's formula proved mathematically and experimentally to be true. Newton's formulas proved to be experimentally not true and mathematically not true. So therefore, secular materialism is essentially dead. We'll talk a little bit about proofs of the existence of God. Before I get to the proof of the existence of God based on Einstein's special theory of relativity. So we now have light that has no mass, has no volume, it occupies no volume of space, it has no mass in space, and it's not involved in the flow of time in space. So therefore, this is why Einstein said it is the one absolute that he has found in the relative universe, because it has none of the characteristics of everything in the relative universe. That the way to have none of the characteristics of anything in the relative universe is actually not to be of the relative universe. Actually, light exists in, loosely put, a dimension other than ours. Am I saying that God is light? Well, Allah has told us twice in the Quran that He is light, although there are various interpretations as to what He exactly means. One time He said, I am the light behind the light, or the light beyond the light, which people interpret, and most scholars interpret it as Allah telling us that He is the light behind the light of the light He is behind is the light of Nur Muhammad. The other place, which is I think more revealing in relationship to what we are talking about, Allah has told us, I am the light of the heavens and the earth. Allah said, I am the light in the spiritual world and I am the light in the physical world. But as to whether or not this actual light that we are perceiving is light, whether that is Allah, while it is a question that the answer I think remains open to further debate, I think that it is unlikely. And scholarly opinion is that the light that Allah is referring to Himself as being is what is called uncreated light. Now, we don't know exactly what uncreated light is. And that God has uncreated light, because we don't know what His essence is. So even if we could put a name on His essence, we still don't know what we're still no closer to knowing what it is. But that Allah has then created light. So the angels and light and photons and all of the electromagnetic radiation is the created light of Allah, which will become very important eventually.